I'm going to show you how to build an extremely simple yet insanely valuable automation. This automation is going to consist of 3 different modules in make.com. It's going to consist of a Google Sheets module, a GPT module, and then another Google Sheets module. And essentially the way that this system works is it scrapes through your lead lists. You can pick whatever lead list you want, and it's going to go through and grab every single lead. And then GPT is going to go ahead and create personalized icebreakers and one-liners, which you can kick off your cold emails with. And then by the time your automation has run its course, all you're going to then have to do is export your CSV and then upload that straight into your cold email platform of choice. And the best part is that I'm going to be giving away the full blueprint and the prompts for free. So if you stick around to the end, you'll walk away with the exact process that's made me thousands this month. Okay, and now with all that being said, let's go ahead and get started on the actual system. So as you can see here, I have a list of 176 contacts. Obviously, it doesn't matter how big this list is, but this is just an old list that I already had, basically, which has some leads of some coaches and consultants, and the lead list has already been enriched. As you can see here, we already have all of their LinkedIn summaries under this tab here, summary. But essentially we've got the first name, last name, company name, summary, job title, email, and their domain. And then as you can see here, we have this personalization tab, and this is completely clear right now. So essentially what this automation is going to do is it's going to filter through this list, and it's going to grab the summary of every single one. And then based on the prompt that we've given to our GPT module, it's then going to go ahead and build out a personalization based on their summary. Okay, so I'm going to build this system out in front of you. Now there is also going to be a blueprint in the description to this system and another variant of the system, just in case you don't really like some of the responses that one of them spitting out. You can go ahead and change to another one. You can mess about with the prompt a little bit, whatever you want to do. But I'm going to build this out for you just in case you've never used make.com before, because if you follow along with me and build this system out with me, that's going to be a good way of kind of figuring out how this platform works. And it's an extremely valuable platform to learn. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off by clicking this little button here. And we're going to go over to Google Sheets. It may not pop up here. In that case, just type in Google Sheets. And what we want to do is we want to select a search rows module. Now, this is going to go ahead and search for rows in a specific sheet that we have. So here where it says search method, we're going to select from my drive. Spreadsheet ID is going to be this one, enriched coaches and consultants. Sheet name, sheet 1. And then essentially we don't even want to filter this, but we want to order it by row number. So we want to start from 1 all the way down to 167, I think it is. And then we're not going to bother putting a limit in here. Yeah, we don't need to worry about this. We're not going to bother putting in a limit here because we want it to grab every single lead. So now that we've done this, we're just going to go ahead and click OK. Now from this point, we want to go ahead and we want to select an OpenAI module. And you want to come down to this one here where it says create a completion. Now, you will have to essentially set up a connection. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go onto ChatGPT or OpenAI and get your API key and then feed that API key into here. So essentially what you do is you click add, and then you can name that whatever you want, and then you have to put in your specific API key. Now bear in mind, in order to use this, you're going to have to put a little bit of money onto your OpenAI account, but you could put on £5 or $5, $10, and that will last you for quite a long time. It doesn't really matter, to be fair, but you just need some money on there. Now what you're going to do is come and select the model. I always just use GPT 4.0 2048. We can change this to like 3356 will do. And then what we're going to do is we want to add a message. This is where we're going to put our prompt in. So we're going to come to developer/system prompt. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste over my prompt into here. So bear with me a second. And I'll walk you through this prompt in a second, but essentially it's just markdown prompting. I'm personally a fan of markdown prompting. I feel like the AI is just, it's one of the best ways to get AI to understand things and what exactly it is you want it to do. Then we're also going to add one more message, and we're going to add a user prompt. And I'm going to paste in this one again. And now what we want to do is we want to come here and we want to map out the summary. So as you can see here, it says keep response concise. Here is the web scrape data from the prospect LinkedIn that we are reaching out to. And then this is where we feed in our summary. So now it knows, okay, this is what we want you to create the icebreaker or the one-liner with. Then it says if the summary column is blank, make up one from scratch. Just in the case that, because you will come across this, a few people don't have anything in their LinkedIn summary, so yeah, that's an easy way to handle that. But essentially, you can see this prompt here, so we've given it a role, and that is to act as a cold email outreach personalization creator, an expert writing assistant designed to craft personalized icebreakers for automated cold email outreach using data straight from LinkedIn. Then we're giving it its task, and its task is to generate personalized icebreaker sentences for cold emails that highlight specific achievement, initiative, or standout quality of the recipient or their company. The personalization should be based on one key post from the web scrape LinkedIn data and should relate back to the sender in a way that establishes common ground or shared interest. Specifics. This is where we're just noting specifics that we want the AI to keep in mind. So as you can see, we say focus on creating a single well-defined personalization based on the prospect's LinkedIn summary. Relate the personalization back to the sender by identifying a shared interest, value, or experience, and then avoid generic statements that could apply to anyone or any company. We want this to be specific and tailored specifically to that person or to their company. Then we're going to give it some examples so it kind of knows what we're looking for. Once again, if you're not happy with this, you can go ahead and edit this out and test it until it's spitting out results consistently that you like. So one of them is, love your podcast. I consider myself the intersection of AI and VR as well. Thought I'd reach out. Very simple one. Read through your bio and you have such an amazing background. AI and quantum computing and even working with the government is pretty awesome. I think we have similar interests, so I figured I'd reach out. You get the point. Let me drop a little reminder. Remember, the key is to craft a message that feels personal and sincere using the information available from LinkedIn data. Do not include icebreaker in your output. Very important. And then again, we've just got a whole lot of notes that we wanted to keep in mind. So as you can see here, we're kind of telling it the kind of tone of voice we want to give them, telling them the goal, telling it the goal again, telling it what kind of language it should use. And I think you get the point. But don't worry, this entire prompt is going to be in the blueprint. And there's also going to be another prompt. All you have to do is switch out the API keys and re-establish that connection to get started with this. And then yeah, that's that for that. And then what we want to do is we just want to add one more Google Sheet module here. And what we want to do is we want to do update rows. So I'm just going to type this in. Update a row. And then again, we want to just select the exact same one again. So enriched coaches and consultants, selecting this one again. Sheet name is sheet 1. Row number is so the row that we're going to be updating is the one that is grabbed. So obviously it's going to go through one by one. It's going to grab 1 and then 2 and then 3. So it's going to update row number 1, then 2, then 3. You get the point. And then what we want to do is we just want to go over to where it says personalization here. And then we want to paste in the result. There we go. Now we just press OK. And now we can go ahead and run this. And I'll show you exactly how it works and the kind of results that it's spitting out. So let's have a look. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run this, run once. And as you can see, it's working. It's doing it one by one. I'm not going to wait for it to do the whole thing, but as you can see, it's now spitting out these personalizations one by one in here. So now I'm going to pause this. and we can go ahead and check out what we've got going on here. So let's have a look at this one. So it would essentially say, what's his name? Her name, Amy Badstubner. So it'd say, loved your decision to making coaching accessible and breaking the career navigation norms. As someone passionate about supporting personal growth through workshops and seminars myself, I resonate with your approach, so I figured I'd reach out. As you can see, the AI is spitting out extremely precise and specific one-liners that stand out from the normal cold emails that most companies get. Most companies get their name spelt wrong, no consideration, no thought of any kind of research whatsoever. But here, if Amy goes ahead and sees that, and all of that information is correct and specific to her, she's then going to want to go ahead and give you the time of day, most likely anyway. Adding this kind of personalization is going to boost your reply rates by around 10 to 20, even 20% in some cases. So it's extremely important to have something like this, especially moving on to the next year, 2025, where everyone's learning to use AI. AI is exploding, and if you are not using a system like this, if you are not using personalized outreach, you are simply going to fall behind. Once again, there's going to be a blueprint in the description, which is going to have that exact version and then another version, so you can test them out. I'm also planning on making a video showing you guys how we can curate them kind of lists, exactly like the list we had there, which contains their enriched data. So if you'd find that helpful, please just let me know, and I'll be more than happy to make that for you. If you guys have any other suggestions as well, feel free to drop that in the comments section and let me know. And yeah, if you found this video helpful, valuable in any way, please drop a like, drop a sub, and also let me know in the comments. But other than that, I'm going to leave it there.